Thanks for coming. I call to order this Bethany City Council meeting for Tuesday, August 1st, 2017. Would everybody stand with us for the prayer and the flag salute? Tonight's prayer will be led by Jeff Knapp, and Jeff, you will have our flag salute honoree tonight.
Thank you. Bow your heads with me, please. Heavenly Father, thank you for the gifts that you give us every day. Please continue to guide us in our decisions that we make every day, and especially the decisions that we make here on this horseshoe, so that we can provide for the citizens of Bethany. Thank you for all good things for our families and protecting our service members and our law enforcement and first responders. Amen. I'd like to surprise Mr. Todd and ask him if he would lead our flag salute tonight.
Be glad to. Thank you. Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Item 1 is the consent docket A through D. Do I have a discussion or motion for approval?
I move to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Please cast your votes. Item 2 is a presentation of the fourth quarter financial report. Do we have a report?
Yes, our Chief Financial Officer, J.R. Robinson, will be providing that.
Good evening. Can you hear me? Tonight, I'd like to present the preliminary fourth quarter report, and I want to stress this is preliminary because as we're going through the next month or two, we're going to be finishing up those closing entries required under GASB to get an audit issued, which I have tentatively scheduled for the end of October. We should be well on our way on getting that done. This report, I've tried to expand a little bit on what we started with the last quarterly report back in April, in trying to make some improvements and providing you guys with some additional information to help make your decisions on an informed basis and let the citizens know how the city has been performing for the last 3 months. With that in mind, our revenues for the whole year of 2017 were $8,236,000 in the general fund, and that's $328,000 over our budget. A lot of that increase was due to sales taxes being higher, and there's a couple of good reasons for that. Number one, the strength of the business community here in the city of Bethany, and the state has also made some improvements in the sales tax collection process that has benefited the city. And I look for that to continue through this coming year. Our actual expenditures were $185,000 actually, from the general fund. That's $1.2 million less than budget. And a lot of that has to do with, we've had a number of staffing shortages over the year. We've made a lot of changes. For example, the Freedom Festival saved, by changing its format, we saved the city quite a sum of money. There weren't any significant emergencies during the year. So we characteristically, we budget for contingencies, and fortunately we didn't have those contingencies to have to deal with. So the general fund ended the year about $441,000 higher than we started the year, which we like to keep it right there at approximately the $3.3 million range to handle the bills that are coming in. Public Works Authority, Their annual revenues were $8,199,000, and that was $232,000 over the previous year, which is a significant increase. Their operating expenditures were $6,325,000. That's $2,462,000 under budget. And again, we're seeing the effect of staffing shortages. Plus, this past year, we spent more time developing the capital improvement programs that we're going to be conducting this year. So we didn't spend the money last year necessarily like we planned, because we laid it out how we're going to do it this year with a better plan. Our capital improvement fund receives dedicated sales tax dollars that's been appropriated through a vote of the people. This past year, the capital improvement fund received $435,000 for that, and those sales taxes and with $3,000 worth of interest on that, we accumulate these funds, and then periodically we have enough to perform a major capital purchase. 2 years ago, we bought 2 fire trucks, paid cash, no interest. And we're going to be doing that in the coming year. Not fire trucks, but we've got the investments going. Don't get excited. You're getting a segue. The fund, the capital improvement fund ended the year with $1,354,000. The Bethany Development Authority is that authority is kind of in the transitional stage because its purpose in life is expanding and decreasing all at the same time, because we're, again, with the new budget year, we've got new plans for economic development, and this will be a funding tool for that, but we're going to see some exciting changes happen. And then finally, at the city manager's request, I did go ahead and calculate all the unrestricted cash balances, and you can see the detail on these balances back on page, I believe, 13. We have approximately $24 million that are not committed in the sense that we're legally bound to. These are monies that we have available for investment and for future prospects. So this is the basis, the financial strength that this city has, and the basis that we're making and moving forward is coming through this. So that concludes my report, unless there's any other questions. The full report from the audit will contain all the different funds. You can see evidence of the fund balances back here on the other smaller funds. But as far as the full financial report, that's done with the audited CAFR. Sound good?
Thank you, JR. Do I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Please cast your votes. Item 3 tonight is the OMRF presentation.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to welcome up Jody Cox from the OMRF, and also Nikki, if you would please come forward.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and staff and citizens of Bethany. I am Jody Cox, and I'm the Executive Director of the Oklahoma Municipal Retirement Fund. And just to remind you, we are a retirement plan that was founded in 1966 by a group of founders that said they looked forward to the future and said there's got to be a way that we can do retirement together. So they came up with a method that we pool all the investments and the assets together, and then we also share in the costs of the system. In fact, one of your own was sitting at the table. Mr. Paul Rice was there helping found OMRF. I'm here tonight not to talk about the retirement system, which is kind of a relief to most of you sitting up there going, thank goodness. I'm here tonight to talk about two amazing mentors, leaders, and kind souls that I'd like to share with you tonight. The story starts with a man named George F. Wilkinson. He was our chairman of the board of OMRF for 20 years. He also served on the board for 34 years. And he used to scold me, and he'd say, "Jody, don't you ever forget to look out for the little folks." And I didn't. He was the kind of person that you would want steering and leading the retirement system. George sadly had to retire in 2016 due to his health, and sadly passed away this past January in 2017. My board of trustees decided to do something to honor George, and that was to name him Trustee Emeritus, which means he's going to be our trustee forevermore. And they also decided to name an award after him, and it's the George F. Wilkinson Award that's awarded to one individual in the state annually. And it is in a pool, in a candidate pool of over 221 authorized agents across our fine state. And so my staff gets together and we decide who might that be this year. And so I think maybe we might have surprised our recipient tonight. So my second person that I'm going to talk about, and the second leader, mentor, and I'm going to say colleague and my friend, is the recipient of tonight's award, Mr. Stephen C. Harsman. Come on up. You didn't have to walk very far. Now, I might embarrass Steve a little bit, but I'm going to tell you something about Steve. So he is exactly what George would be proud of. He's somebody that cares about all of his staff. He's in the he's HR director. He always asks questions about the retirement system. If I'm ever making a change, he asks exactly, why am I making that change? When he sends in all of the documentation, his I's are dotted and his T's are crossed. He asks several questions, by the way, but they're great questions. And he is the kind of person that deserves this award because he cares for his employees in the city of Bethany. So I have the award for him. Do you mind if I read it to you?
No, please.
Okay. I hope I don't need my glasses, but I packed them just in case. Here we go. It says, commitment to excellence. True stars rise to the top, not by chance, but through purpose and passion. Stephen C. Harsman, Outstanding Authorized Agent, George F. Wilkinson Award 2017. Congratulations. I will say on behalf of my board and the staff, we are so proud of
you. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. I wondered when my wife and daughter showed up. Wasn't buying that they just were bored. So I thank you all very much. I thank the OMRF very much. Wow, I'm very surprised, but she's right. I love the people that I work with, and I want to do the best I can for them. So anyway, thank you very much.
Jody, could you and Steve have a picture for us, please?
Pose for a picture? Absolutely. Congratulations. Thank you. Have a great evening, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 4, that's awesome, by the way, Steve. That's cool. Item 4 is approval of resolution number 1453, granting a temporary occupancy permit Southwest Christian University for their new dormitory facility known as Learning and Living Center.
May I offer a report?
Yes, please.
Okay. First of all, I would also like to say congratulations, Steve. That's wonderful. Resolution 1453, staff is bringing that forth this evening. It's a temporary certificate of occupancy for Southwestern Christian for their new dormitory, as the mayor was reading a moment ago. Our code requires that before a certificate of occupancy permit can be issued, that all improvements shown on the site plan must be completed and installed and done. And unfortunately, in this particular case, we're not to that point. However, staff has inspected the facility. There are no known issues with the building itself, and there are no safety-related issues regarding the building or building code issues with it either. We understand that new site plans have been submitted. Those are being worked on, and it is outside of the realm of possibility that the construction can be completed and done and signed off on, and a certificate of occupancy be issued prior to students being moved into the dormitory. And with that, and because there are no significant deficiencies known with the building, it's staff's opinion that more time is needed to complete the rest of the site plan, and we don't wish to stand in the way of or to be hurtful to the university, and we wish to help them to be successful. We have met with and visited with the folks from SCU. They have assured us that they would be able to complete the project prior to December 31st, 2017. We feel that is a reasonable amount of time to complete all the work and all the necessary approvals to be completed. One more thing, I know some of you are aware, I'm going to bring this up because it came up just late today, a question about it. ONG, you might recall, they placed a gas line on city property, and we were concerned because they installed the new gas line, but they forgot to move the old one out. And they called today and assured us that they would be moving it out and gave us a specific person that would be doing the work. So I'm comfortable with that, that will be moved and taken care of. And at this point, I don't see any reasons why we would not consider issuing a temporary certificate of occupancy, and it's staff's recommendation that we do so.
I have a question. It seems that originally there was something deficient about parking, and they wanted to park on Eldon Lyon Park or something. Steve, do you remember that? Or did I just make it up?
Maybe I might offer a couple thoughts.
Okay.
So there have been different misunderstandings, I think, in the past. I don't think there's any desire at this point to park in Eldon Lyon Park. So I don't think that's even, Eldon Lyon Park isn't even in the consideration of anything related to this project. And the other thing I was going to just mention, if anybody has questions, some folks from SCU are here today to answer those questions.
Not SMU.
I said SCU, didn't I? I apologize. I meant SCU if I didn't say that.
Anybody have any other questions for anybody?
I just have one comment. If they do not comply by December 31st, 2017, then the occupancy permit is revoked. Is that right?
That is correct.
So they understand that, and we're good to go? That's all I have, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
We have two universities in our town, and I really want our town to be more like a university town, and so we want you to be successful. So we really hope that you get this done by December 31st so that there's no hiccup anywhere along the line. So do I have a motion to approve this?
So moved.
Second.
Please cast your votes. Item 5 is proposed executive session, discussion of creation of position of part-time deputy city attorney, and discussion of hiring a person to fill that position. This executive session is authorized under the Oklahoma Open Meeting Law, Section 307B2, which provides as follows. An executive session is authorized for the purpose of discussing the employment, hiring, appointment, promotion, demotion, disciplining, or resignation of any individual, salaried public officer, or employee. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Please cast your votes. Item 6 is in consideration and possible approval of resolution number 1454. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Please cast your votes.
Where's the resolution?
1454, resolution of the City Council of the City of Bethany approving fiscal year 2017-2018 general fund budget amendment number 1 to include the addition of a position of deputy city attorney and providing funds for that position, deleting the position of Parks and Culture Director, approving budget funds for other related costs for personnel in the management and general government account, and authorizing the city manager and city attorney to recommend the appointment of deputy city attorney subject to approval by the city council, which is what we just approved. Item 7 is approval of resolution number 1455, authorizing a pyrotechnical display for the Children's Center Rehabilitation Hospital grand opening on September 30th, 2017. Do I have a discussion or motion?
Do we have a copy of that?
Mine also is not downloading.
If somebody has it, they can read it.
Let me see if it's here in the original documents that are here. I have it here. I'll just read it to you. Resolution number 1455, a resolution of the City Council authorizing a pyrotechnical display for the Children's Center grand opening on September 30th, 2017. The Children's Center has applied for a special permit for pyrotechnical display to be held in conjunction with its grand opening of its rehab hospital scheduled for September 30th at 9 p.m. And the resolution part of this authorizes the display at that time, and the Children's Center and the pyrotechnical contractor should comply with all city ordinances and the directions of the Bethany Fire Chief. I have seen the insurance certificate that the Children's Center has. I think we're waiting one from the fireworks people.
Yes, I exchanged messages with Lori Boyd, the Chief Operating Officer of the Children's Center, and that was to be forthcoming. I think we have some gentlemen here from the Children's Center and also from the Pyrotechnic Company, as well as Chief Hunter is here as well. Chief Hunter has reviewed the firm if you all would like to hear from him.
Yes, all the information I can find in regard to ARC Pyrotechnics. They do an excellent job of production, and they have an excellent safety record, so they have adequate personnel, and I could find nothing that would prohibit them from putting on a great show.
Okay, I move approval of resolution number 1455.
Second.
Please cast your votes. Item 8 is call to the public. If there's anybody here that would like to address the council. Yes, sir. Please. Yes, just please step to the microphone, state your name and address. Keep your comments to the council as a whole. Sorry, we cannot respond to your...
Charles Peck, 6706 Northwest 31st Terrace.
Thank you.
Code enforcement violations. Hi, Robert. And I just want to compliment the new kid on the block, Cox. Excuse me, JD. And we've been talking a while about the code enforcements, and I said Have you ever seen the movie Cool Hand Luke with Paul Newman? One of the comments in there, we have a failure to communicate. And so I said, let's communicate. And I was just congratulating him. We had, and now this is in the Bethany Tribune, we had 600 code violations, and a lot of improvements made, and that's great, you know. You all finished your ice cream early, though, didn't you? So, good job. I'd just like to add, and we're still talking about it on the website, you know. Even my 5-year-old can go to the website real quick and pick up things, you know. But the paper's good, that's one thing, but there's some people that go to the website, and if we could have that on the website, you know, it'd be a lot easier. Code violation, fines, or tell us about, you know, how many times you be warned before you put the cuffs on, you know, that sort of thing. But also, you might add the police reports, you know, on the website. That's great, you know, because you know, the Tribune does it, you know. I'm thinking, I know you guys are busy, you know, and like to, you know, a lot of people like, no, gosh, they are busy. But anyway, that was it. I just want to compliment the new kid on the block, and I'm behind your back. I got it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? Item 9 is the city attorney's report.
All my items are listed on the agenda.
Item 10 is city manager's report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have a few items for this evening. The first is our street sweeper. We plan to roll out the rental of the street sweeper beginning tomorrow. Our anticipation is that crews will be following behind the street sweeper and begin our program of cleaning out grates, and hopefully will be the first phase of a stormwater maintenance program that we have been talking about for some time, and now we're ready to begin implementing. Also, I wanted to share with you a couple more things. One is we the city, have met with the folks with Bethany Public Schools, and out of a joint concern for the safety of children, and I've also communicated with the folks, the council members from Ward 2, as well as the mayor, and I'm sharing with everyone this evening that we have a great concern about the safety of children around the congested areas around Bethany Public Schools. And with that, our staff agreed with all the principals and the superintendent of Bethany Public Schools that it's in our best interest to put in place one-ways around Bethany Public Schools in 2 specific places, not all the way around, but on Mueller northbound from 42nd to 46th. Again, Mueller northbound from 42nd to 46th, and Asbury southbound from 46th to 42nd. And again, we have worked with Bethany Public Schools. They feel that this is a move that's in everyone's best interest, especially the children. We will put this in place as a temporary measure, an administrative measure for now. We'll see how it goes before school starts. If everything goes well, we'll bring a measure back to you all for approval for making it a permanent change. If it doesn't work, then we can pull the signs, the temporary signs, back up and try another plan. But we feel that it will be a good measure for us to take. I know, I just want to make a quick comment. I know it will be an inconvenience to some. In a community I was with before, we did something similar around a grade school. And at first, we had some folks that were upset about it because it represented a change. It represented doing something a little bit different and an inconvenience. And it's true, it will be an inconvenience to some, and we recognize that. But if you weigh out the safety of little children versus the inconvenience of a few, I don't think there's really a comparison. And it's kind of part of the job that we're here to and paid to do. So we're going to put that in place, and we ask for folks' patience and understanding while they get used to kind of a new system. The final thing is, Mr. Peck, thank you very much for your nice comments. So there were a number of other staff persons that have been involved in code enforcement. Nikki Phipps is our public relations director. She was responsible for getting it to the newspaper. Danielle Barker, who is in community development, put the the program together. And Paul Justice is the man that is doing all the enforcement in town. And we didn't get started quite as fast as I think all of us wished we would have, but now that we are going, we're going gangbusters. And I wanted to update. You reported, Mr. Peck, 600 or some that was reported in the last edition. That number now is 820. 820 notices of violation. Of those, 710 have closed and been completed. So it's really good news. 110 are left open, and of all those, only 6 are non-compliant and have a trajectory of going into abatement. And that number has varied every week or every other week when I report. That number is different because they're headed toward abatement, but then ways are found for them to actually meet abatement requirements. And I also, one more time, like to compliment the mayor in setting up the mayor's task force. That's a great option for folks. They don't have to just go through the abatement process. There is an option out there if they can't afford it to get help that they need to be able to bring their property up to proper compliance. So congratulations, good job with that. So that's all I have, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 11 is council members' announcements, comments, and proposals. Tonight, let's start with Mr. Palmer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A couple things. In Ward 2, I would like to make a call to the public. There are certain areas in Ward 2 that do not have neighborhood associations, and it's vitally important that we find a way to communicate with each other. I think one way to do that would be a neighborhood watch system that we can set up, and if you're interested in that and you live in the area north of 50th between Hammond and Rockwell, please contact me and I will be happy to facilitate the process to set up a neighborhood association or a neighborhood watch system. We can do it street by street, block by block, however you would like to do that. I will make myself available to make that happen. We have to communicate, and we need to grow as a community, and this is one way to do that. The other item is I would like to welcome my parents to beautiful Bethany, America. Colonel and Arthur and Faye Palmer are in attendance tonight, and welcome to Bethany, Mom and Dad. I enjoy the opportunity to be with my parents, and now they get to experience where I live and the wonderful people here. And with that, I'll yield my time to the mayor.
So you didn't say we live next door.
Thank you. Dr. Harris?
I'm excited to report for the first time on the council that the bids came in for the new Bethany Library below the estimate. So we're able to not only do everything that we wanted to do and planned to do in building the new library, but we're also able to do the playground and park improvements that we hope to do, and the lighting and everything else. So it's just going to be a wonderful library park complex. And the I'm jumping ahead. The groundbreaking will be on Saturday, August 12 at 10 a.m., and it will be on the north side of the old library. And we're not only inviting all of the dignitaries, the adults, to come and dig, but also the kids. And they'll get plastic hard hats and get little packages of candy afterwards that have bulldozers on it. And they're also going to be helping to dig. So it's a family affair. We want lots of people to come, and I'm excited that it's finally happening. So now we're starting work on the public art and on the playground equipment, and we'll be moving ahead.
You bring your own shovel?
The dignitaries do not have to bring their own shovels. The kids do.
Thank you. Mr. Todd?
I'm good. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Herron?
Thank you, Mayor. I have nothing tonight.
Mr. McCutcheon?
I just wanted to reiterate Steve Harsman again. I think that's a wonderful honor, and congratulations to you. And Mr. Peck, thank you for recognizing our city manager. He is a wonderful city manager, and I think you'll see him shine as the years.
Even though he's from Kansas?
Even though he's from Kansas, yes. That's all, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Knapp.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a couple of things. I take a lot of pride, the meetings, the community meetings, the boards, the task forces that have been meeting regularly. I've been to some of those. The reports that I've heard, there's a lot going on and a lot of serious study, and I think we should all take a lot of pride in just how much input everybody's giving and everything that's going on there. Two other things just real quick. My mom, my 87-year-old mom, had surgery last week, and she said that she won't be able to go help the old people for a while. She delivers mobile meals, and she said, I might have to get a couple of those meals myself. So if you'll just indulge me and offer thoughts and prayers on her behalf, I would appreciate that. Lastly, I want to thank my wife for 25 years of marriage. So tonight's our anniversary. We always have something on this particular day, but I don't know if she's watching or not, but it's my 25th anniversary. So thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Congratulations. We'll try to speed this up so you can take her to dinner. You're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
I have one thing that I would like to say, and that is the city staff has been meeting with other cities, and that has basically culminated in us meeting with War Acres to see if we're getting the best emergency or ambulance service available to our citizens. And I believe that partnering with War Acres in this endeavor could secure the best service for our citizens. And so I think we're at that point of trying to really look into that and give our citizens the best quality service for emergency service as possible. So with that, item 12 is new business. Does anybody have any new business? With no new business, I declare us adjourned until August 15th, 2017. I call to order the Bethany Public Works Authority. Item 1 is consent docket. Items A and B. Do I have a motion?
I move approval.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Please cast your votes. Item 2 is new business. Is there any new business? With no new business, I declare us adjourned until August 15th, 2017. I call to order the Bethany Hospital Trust. Item 1 is the consent docket A and B. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Please cast your votes. Item 2 is new business. Do we have any new business? With no new business, I declare us adjourned until August 15th, 2017. I call to order the Bethany Development Authority. Item 1 is consent docket A and B. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Please cast your votes. Item 2 is new business. Do we have any new business? With no new business, I declare us adjourned until August 15th, 2017. And that concludes our evening. Thank you for coming, and God bless.